Well, back in World War II, it was called shell shock. Of course, now that's come to be known as PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. What is it? Why do some people get it, others in the same circumstances don't, and how do you treat it? Our next guest is from right here in San Diego, and in fact, his company is offering free treatment to veterans. We'll talk about that more in a few moments. But first, welcome Tom Stone from Great Life Technologies. Good to see you, my friend.
Thanks very much for having me on.
You and I started talking immediately about this behind the scenes the second you walked in. I find this topic so fascinating. First off, what exactly is post-traumatic stress disorder? And then we'll talk about how many people it affects.
Post-traumatic stress disorder is the residual effect of any kind of traumatic experience that the body can't process thoroughly. So whether it's a war stress or a victim of violent crime or rape, lots and lots of people have PTSD. Lots of times goes undiagnosed.
So it's not just soldiers, it's folks in everyday life, it's firefighters, it's police officers.
Absolutely.
Because my first question to you was, gee, with all the things that I saw and did as a cop in my short time there, I wonder if it might have affected me in some way that I'm not even aware of. Does that happen?
You can come in for some sessions too.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
You invite people to do that. Absolutely.
Yes.
It's very interesting. Now, think back again to World War II, and you think back to the movie Patton and that famous incident where Patton, smacks the soldier around a little bit, who we know now was obviously suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
That's obviously not the way to treat it. You can't just smack somebody out of it and shock them back to reality. What's going on in their system that you can't just reason your way out of it?
The problem with post-traumatic stress can't be solved with the intellect or with the will, because the emotions have been overwhelmed. And most people are not particularly skilled at resolving these kind of traumas. So we've developed a program that teaches people a new way to be able to resolve the energy of the experience rather than approaching it with the intellect, which just doesn't work.
Okay, so you're not going to reason your way out of it. You're going to work with the body's natural systems and try to, what, reprogram, in essence?
The fundamental problem is that when we're little, we have emotionally overwhelming experiences. Everybody does. And we develop a kind of conditioning or tendency to resist feeling things fully. And so our conditioning is very deep to not go there, to not want to go to where the energy of the residual experience is intense. But that's exactly what's needed. And it turns out as an adult it's easy to do. We've just never been shown how to do it. So that's what we do, is we guide people how to resolve the incomplete experience very thoroughly and quickly.
Now, how do you do this? Is it like biofeedback? Do you hook up some electrodes and watch brain waves? And I mean, how does it work?
No, it's actually a simple training. It's actually much, much simpler than you would think. We don't even consider it therapy. We consider it training, and training people how to utilize their previously underutilized innate capacity to resolve these things. They've just never been taught how to do it.
Now, of course, the current treatments involve drugs of some kind often,
right.
Extended therapy, and so forth. Are you finding resistance in the medical community from folks who think that maybe this is a simplistic approach?
Well, we actually decided not to even bother going that direction. So rather than going through the military or the medical community itself, we're working independently using funding from nonprofit organizations, veterans and families, to fund being able to pay for these guys and gals to have this program.
So I guess the bottom line everybody's really going to want to know then is, okay, if you're not going through the medical community, just talk to me about results. I mean, are people experiencing relief from their post-traumatic stress disorder, and can you demonstrate that?
Absolutely. We've got some clips on the web of video footage of actually taking people through the resolution of some of these traumas. It's really phenomenal. The results we're seeing are just extraordinary. We've been working with people with anxiety and depression and other kinds of mental health problems for a long time and seeing unbelievable results, and we're experiencing the same thing with PTSD.
Okay, so about how long then would a treatment take? If somebody's coming in and they're, I don't know exactly how this manifests itself in everybody. What, nightmares?
Nightmares,
inability to handle,
hypervigilance,
right.
Yeah, violent behavior, tremendous amount of anger, suicidal thoughts. When the trauma is held in the body like that for a long time and we don't have the ability to resolve it, it can express itself in a whole host of ways.
So then about how long then would it take to get some kind of results?
We typically see breakthroughs even in the very first session.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing. It takes actually in certain cases a matter of minutes to resolve one particularly intense trauma. It's really extraordinary. This is a major breakthrough. In fact, we're doing research on the use of it for anxiety at the University of Texas in Austin at the Laboratory for the Study of Anxiety Disorders. So we will have research soon.
But now, part of the problem with anxiety and stress and so forth is people are probably very scared to confront it, very reluctant. So how do you get them in to see you in the first place? Because I mean, that's the scariest part of the whole thing is, oh my gosh, I'm going to have this epiphany, this experience, I'm going to break down, I'm going to fall apart, and they're going to have to rebuild me again. Is it that?
There is that problem, and when we do manage to get people to come in, that's often the first thing we deal with. Is we call it a gatekeeper. It's like something that's in the way that won't even let you in to start working on the problem. But we have a technique for dealing with that too.
Okay, so I'm going to invite folks to get in touch with you, get involved with this. I know this affects thousands of folks right here in San Diego. You're going to start offering this free to veterans?
We have a free program for veterans. The first 200 applicants that come, we'll be working with them starting right away. And it's completely free. It's also totally private and totally confidential. No one in the military will, there won't be...
Can't affect your service record in any way.
Can't affect your service record, your work record, anything like that. It'll be totally private.
Okay, very good. Tom, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
I mean, you're offering some great hope to a lot of folks out there, so I hope they'll take advantage of it and certainly come in and see you.
Well, we feel we have a real solution, and it's a big and urgent problem. We're really eager to help.
Very good. All right, we'll put the information at our website and encourage folks to get in touch.
People can actually get in touch through vaporizeyourptsd.com. That's one way to get in touch with us.
Okay, very good. Again, we'll put a link at sandiego6.com. Just click on Hot Topics. sandiego6.com. Click on Hot Topics, folks, and let's see if we can't help some people out this morning.